All right, here we go. So I thought it would be best to start off with the most fun part, the game shelf. So yeah, this is where I decided to put my little game shelf. I thought about displaying it like right there in my last room tour, but I decided against that and went for my closet because I barely store anything useful in here. I can safely say that I like this a lot more. I like how it's not always out. It's always a little distracting when like there's just a wall of games that you can see when you enter your room. So I think this is a lot better. Starting off on the top here, we got some amiibos. Let's go over a few of them now. A lot of them aren't too special, like Waluigi here, Pikachu, Villager, yeah, all the typical Smash amiibo. Here's Sora. Yeah, this is wild. I can't believe this exists, and the amiibo looks great. You can really appreciate the amount of detail they put into the newer amiibos. Like the older ones, you can definitely see their age. Like look right here, you see how Luigi has like this little clear thing to keep him up. On like this Champion Link amiibo, they got like this little cloud to make him stand up when originally they had these little things right here. So yeah, here's Mega Man. I got him from just a normal package, but I remember I almost got the golden Mega Man amiibo from the Mega Man Legacy Collection bundle for 3DS, but I decided against that and got the bundle with the Mega Man headphones, which no longer work and are broken. I threw them away a long time ago. Oh yeah, and this thing right here, this is a Nintendo 64 controller that has a USB port on the end. I used to use this for playing emulators and stuff, but I just use my wired Xbox controller for that now. Starting off on the Switch games, here's Sonic Origins and Sonic Mania. When displaying these with like the other Switch games, they don't really match, especially Origins because it has a black spine. I'll probably find a more special spot for these, but for now they're just going up here. Here is the Nintendo Switch Sports box that it came with the game and it came with the leg strap, which is funny because I don't think anybody actually used the leg strap unironically. So yeah, I kept the box because why not? And I think the actual game is right here. I have not touched this game in years. It's kind of a disappointment. I'm gonna be completely honest. They promised like a faithful follow-up to the Wii Sports line, and they gave us this. And yeah, and I'm just not very satisfied with it. Went to Switch. I remember I got this game when there were like no Switch games out. Like the Switch was just launched and there were no games for it. We got this. I actually had a decent amount of fun with this game when it first came out, but after like 5 years of playing it with friends, I'm kind of tired of it now. I know there's like a sequel to it, Everybody Want to Switch, but I haven't bothered with that one. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Oh yeah, I love this game. This is incredible. It's a shame Nintendo doesn't update it anymore, but it's still a great cozy game, even without updates, like the Happy Home Designer DLC, just the amount of stuff you can do. Time traveling also makes it much easier. I don't think you can do that on other Animal Crossing games. But yeah, if you're looking for a cozy game, like similar to like Stardew Valley or Minecraft, this game might be for you. Bendy and the Ink Machine for Switch. This is probably one of my favorite mascot horror games of all time. This is the game that directly inspired games like Poppy Playtime and Garden of Banban. And I think people forget that. People say Poppy Playtime is the best when I actually kind of ripped off this game. And don't bother buying the Switch version though, because it has a super annoying bug that can completely ruin your save file in Chapter 3. So yeah, just keep a note of that. Kirby Star Allies. This is the only Kirby game I own on the Switch because after this game I was like, yeah, I think I'm good on Kirby. Kirby's like not really my favorite franchise on Nintendo. I think it's personally kind of overrated. There's a couple characters I have a soft spot for, like Meta Knight and Dedede, but yeah, other than that, like I hate this Pink Blob. I hate how like his cannon power, like I hate how powerful he is. Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I actually prefer Dark Moon more. I don't have the remastered version for Switch. I don't have the HD port. But Luigi's Mansion 3, it's decent. It takes place in a hotel, not a mansion. Mario Golf Super Rush, everybody says this is like one of the worst Mario Golf games, but as someone who can't really get a proper fix of Mario Golf, I think this game's perfectly fine. I like how all the characters have their own unique outfits, and I'm also biased. I just like golf in real life. It's my favorite sport. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think is still the best-selling game on the Switch right now, and it absolutely deserves the amount of sales it has. This game is incredible, especially with the DLC, practically doubling the size of the game for only half the price. Yeah, this game is incredible. Definitely get it if you haven't already. Mario Party Superstars, this is probably the best Mario Party game on the system, but I don't have Jamboree yet, so I can't really safely make that assumption yet, but this game is a lot of fun. It goes back to the retro style of Mario Parties, like 1 through 3. Has all the old boards from those games, old mini games from all over the series, and it's just overall pretty great. Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I remember I played this game for a little bit, never made it past World 3. I think this game is pretty short, but like, I didn't want to finish it. Yeah, I kind of lost interest halfway through. I don't really have an urge to finish this at all. I've heard Sparks of Hope is really good, and it fixes a lot of problems that this game had, but yeah, only time will tell. I'll probably only get that game if I find a good deal on it. Mario & Luigi Brothership, it's still sealed because I haven't tried the game yet. I have way too many games in my backlog that I need to finish, so I haven't opened this one up yet, but I'm really excited to try it. Mario & Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020. The PAL version, for some reason. Amazon gave me the European version, and I never returned it to get a US copy. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. I don't think anybody plays this game online anymore. But yeah, I'm sad this series is actually dead now, and I really wanted more games for it, which sucks. Mario Strikers Battle League, proclaimed by many as the worst Mario game on the Switch, as a Mario Strikers follow-up after like a decade and a half. A little disappointing, in my opinion. I greatly prefer the controls in the GameCube original. I think that one's my favorite of the bunch, but yeah, that's just what we're stuck with. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I played this for 30 minutes and didn't really like it. It takes me a while to get into fighting games. I'm not very good at fighting games either, so like, especially playing something like this is going to take a lot of time to get good at. I don't know if anybody still plays this game online anymore because of the new Beyond mod for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Everybody's playing that right now. Metroid Dread, awesome game. I haven't beat it because I hate backtracking. I'm just not a Metroidvania guy, I'm sorry. Minecraft Story Mode, The Complete Adventure. This game has skyrocketed in price over the last few years because I think Telltale delisted the story mode games on Steam and like everywhere else you can get them visually. So these games are crazy expensive. I think mostly on Switch. On other consoles like PS4 and Xbox, they're not that bad. But on like Wii U and Switch, these games are super hard to find. I'm really glad to have this. I got this when it first came out, I'm pretty sure. I'm in the middle of like streaming the game right now. After I hit 1K, I'm gonna do the bonus episodes that take place after season 1. So tune in for that if you want. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. This is the only Pokemon game I own on Switch. I haven't bothered to get any other titles because they all don't look very interesting to me. They come out like every year, and I don't really have the mental capacity to play all of those games, like, and fully finish them. So yeah, I'm just stuck with Let's Go Pikachu, and frankly, that's not a bad thing. I think that game's great. Sonic Forces Bonus Edition with the Joy-Con skin. I did put Joy-Con skins on, but those Joy-Cons don't work anymore. They're like stored away somewhere. Man, this game is so disappointing. I do think the character creator is really cool though. I think this version came with an II skin from Super Monkey Ball. It came with Joker from Persona 5, Beat from Jet Set Radio. A ton of cool skins you can put on your characters. But yeah, other than that, no redeeming qualities. The gameplay is mind-numbing. The game is super short. And the story is terrible. I never want to go back to this. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This game is great. I haven't 100%ed it yet. I really want to try that last level where like it uses all the badges in one level. I think that'd be fun as like a challenge video or something because I've heard it's super hard. But yeah, this game is great and you should get it if you haven't already. Mario Odyssey. Everybody says this is probably the best Mario game of all time. I would agree if it was easier to go back to and replay. I think Mario 64 excels at replayability. This game, it's really short and way too easy for my liking. I can definitely appreciate the amount of effort that's gone into it. It's a very ambitious game, and I loved it when it first came out, but I don't see myself coming back to it like ever. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is the first game I got on Switch. I got it a day after I got my console. And yeah, this game drastically changed my perspective on Zelda. I thought all the games were just alright. Then I played this and I'm officially like a Zelda fanatic. I want to play all the games. I really do want to try all the main Zelda games. I want to get Skyward Sword. I want to get Ocarina of Time. I want to get all that stuff. But it's kind of a slow process right now. I'm still trying to find a good deal on like Wind Waker and all that crap. So I haven't really found a good opportunity to try them yet. Oh yeah, here's two more amiibo back here. This is probably the rarest one I own. This is the 30th anniversary Mario Bros. Amiibo. I think this year, yeah, this year is Mario's 40th anniversary. So we're probably gonna have something big this year for Switch 2. And also, yeah, this amiibo will be 10 years old, which is just crazy to me. And here's the Yarn Yoshi amiibo. I love this guy. I'm hoping I can get the other ones, even though they're a little bit more pricey than the other amiibos. Oh yeah, I love this guy. I want to get all of them. Here is my original 3DS with a skin on it. That's the Mario Bros. 1 artwork for the Famicom, but it's with Pokemon. So I thought that was cool. I put it on my 3DS. Here's an extra stylus I got. This isn't like an official one. This is one I got from my game store that are like 3D printed. There's another one inside of it, and I lost the stylus that came with it many years ago, so I'm glad I have a replacement. Moving on to 3DS. Mario & Luigi Dream Team is great. I feel like a lot of the 3DS Mario games are often forgotten. This game should not be forgotten. I know the story is a little bit weaker than the other titles, but the gameplay and the soundtrack especially are top-notch. My only gripe with it is that there's a lot of tutorials and that you can't skip, and it's super annoying when you try to replay it. But other than that, like, this game is super underrated. I hope it gets a remaster on Switch. Paper Jam sucks. I hate Paper Jam. The story, not the gameplay. The gameplay's fine, but like the story, like everything else, just takes a nosedive. I'm not a fan of this one. Mario Party Island Tour. I lost the cartridge for this game, but I still have the case up here anyway. Everybody hates this game for some reason, but I definitely prefer it over 9-10 with the stupid car stuff. This game is not that bad. It's pretty decent. Star Rush isn't exactly the return to form, but it's a step in the right direction. That's the best way I can put it. I had a little bit of fun with this one, but I still preferred Island Tour over it, oddly enough. Mega Man Legacy Collection for 3DS. This is the first time I was able to complete all of the Mega Man games. I think I only beat 1 through 3. I didn't beat 4, 5, and 6. Hopefully I can do that on original hardware when I get an NES. I don't know how expensive Mega Man games on the NES are right now, but hopefully not that much because these games are great. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. This is my first Pokemon game ever, and I'm really glad I experienced this one first because everybody says this one's the best, and after playing it, even without knowledge from like the other Pokemon games, I definitely agree. This game is lit. I fully completed it. My Pikachu, Libre, was so freaking powerful that I one-shot Kyogre, and I wasn't able to catch him. So who knows, I might start another save file on this sometime, but I'm not really sure. Alright, this is the only DS game case that I have. It's Super Princess Peach. This game actually went up in value. Oh, I wrote my name on the back. Would you look at that? This game went up in value over, I think, the past year when Princess Peach Showtime came out for Switch, because everybody's like, oh yeah, Princess Peach does have her own game already. And this game's actually pretty sick. It's a cool little spin on the 2D Mario formula. And you should definitely check it out if you haven't already. Moving on down to the bottom shelf, because we're done up here. Here's some Genesis games. I don't have that many. First we have Sonic 1. Nothing too special about this, it's just Sonic 1, nothing more than that. Sonic 2 was actually the first Genesis game I got, and it's actually complete in box. It has the manual and everything right here, but I took the cartridge out so I could display it on the shelf here. Sonic 2 is great. I love Sonic 2. Probably one of my favorite classic Sonic games besides CD. Sonic 3D Blast. This game sucks, but I decided to get it anyway. It's kind of cool to see like a full motion video on Genesis. It's super bit crushed and awful, but like a game like this is just fascinating to see on a 16-bit console, so that's why I got it. Lastly, for Genesis, we have this Game Genie, which is a cheat device where you put a cartridge on top, you flip the switch right here, and you input a code for, I don't think it works for 3D Blast, but it works for 1, 2, 3, Sonic & Knuckles, and some other ones. Those are other Sonic games I really want to get. for Genesis, so I'll keep you updated on that if I do. But yeah, Game Genie is really cool. I fiddled around with it for a little bit, and it is pretty fun. How about we move on to PS1? Okay, so there are actually a lot of filler titles in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this is my first game console I got, and I didn't really know how exactly this whole collecting thing was gonna work. I just bought these games to test it and never returned them. Bowling, for some reason, I don't know why I have this. Cabela Big Game Hunter, VMX Racing, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I bought this by choice. This is not to test it. I bought this by choice for some reason, and I don't know why. But now on to the actual good titles we have. Final Fantasy VII, the original. This game is pretty sick. I'm not even past disc 1, but I'm loving the game so far. This is my first time playing it too, so yeah. Gran Turismo is also an excellent game. You should definitely try this if you haven't already. It's one of the first good driving simulator games for PS1, and it's great. And pro tip, if you ever decided to try this game, Nissan Skyline GTR, or the Godzilla GTR, whatever you want to call it, is the best car in the game. And here we have Pac-Man World. This game's actually pretty underrated. I do think the remake on Switch is exceeds this in every way, but this thing is still cool regardless. It's a pretty short game, but yeah, it's just cool to try it. You should definitely try it out. It may not be for everybody, but it's still worth trying out. Moving on to PS2, here's Namco Museum. I just thought I'd get this because it has the arrangement titles on here, which are like remasters of the original arcade games. And they're pretty solid. I've tried a few of them, and they're great. Lego Star Wars 2. I never actually owned this game as a kid, but on the Xbox 360, I replayed the demo of it, and it just played Chapter 3 over and over, and I enjoyed every second of it. So now I'm actually playing this full thing. I will admit that the PS2's graphics are kind of a downgrade compared to the 360, so hopefully I can get a 360 again, because I sold my 360 a while ago and it had so many memories on that thing. I'm really sad we did that. Resident Evil 4, this game is incredible. I do think the remake right here surpasses it in every way, but this game is still solid. The controls are pretty dated, but this game paved the way for so many more survival horror games, and it kind of invented third-person shooters. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Sonic Riders, I haven't really gotten into this game very much yet because I'm playing a bunch of other games right now that I'll show you in a second. But this game's kind of a cool novelty. It's a Sonic racing game, but with hoverboards. The controls are pretty complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's a really fun time. Moving on to PS4, I'll just skip to the important ones. Here's Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. You probably saw this in my last retro game pickups video. I have not gotten into it yet because I'm still stuck on Kingdom Hearts 2. The Roxas fight is way too hard. It's so stupid. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll finish that someday. I might just do a stream where I try to beat the Roxas fight. Oh yeah, here's a banger that I haven't showed you already. Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 for PS4. I just got this from my friend Zay. You probably know him because he shows up in my streams pretty often. He got me this like a couple of days ago as like a late Christmas present, and oh my gosh, this shocked me when I got it in the mail. I've actually never played Season 2 before, so this is really sick. I really can't wait to try this. Sonic Frontiers. Basically, if Breath of the Wild and Sonic had a baby, and this is what you'd get. And it's good for what it is. There's a couple problems, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for Sega, and I think they took notes on that. I think they know. You absolutely need to play this game if you haven't already. It's incredible. All the Spider-Man games are actually pretty good. 1, Miles Morales, and 2, definitely try them out if you haven't already. I think Spider-Man 2 is coming out on PC later this year, so that would be a good opportunity to try them if you don't have a PlayStation 5 or 4. Yeah, definitely check it out. Mortal Kombat 1. This is when I bought this game. This is when I started getting into the fighting game craze. This game has kind of been going downhill lately, and it's rumored that the next DLC wave is canceled, which is really unfortunate. It really sucks. But as of right now, I think the game's gained a little more traction with the new Secret Floyd fight. Ghostface is my favorite character, if you were wondering. Persona 3 Reload, still sealed, because I haven't beaten Persona 5 Royal yet. I'm literally on the final boss. I should really get on that. Resident Evil 4 Remake. This is the first game I got for my PS5, and it's incredible. Like, even more than the original. Like, this game excels at it. I didn't think Resident Evil 4, the original, would even need a remake because of how good it is, but turns out it can get so much better. Definitely try this game if you're into survival horror, and if you can take all the mature stuff in it, if you can handle all that, definitely try it. Sonic Superstars, this game is such a mixed bag for me. The soundtrack is a mixed bag too, but there's a lot of good songs in there. Sonic X Shadow Generations, they definitely did justice to my favorite Sonic character, one of my favorite video game characters in general. His campaign is really good. I think comparing Shadow's campaign to Sonic's campaign kind of shows the age in Sonic's campaign because the physics are drastically different. But that's my only complaint with it. This collection is really sick. And here we are back to the Spider-Man games. Spider-Man 2 is probably my favorite game on the PS5. This game is really sick. In my opinion, the story is a lot better. Some people probably won't agree with me on that, but that's what I think. You get to swap between Peter and Miles whenever you want, and for certain missions. It's really cool. This is the launch edition too. I got this on day one, and this game is flawless all the way through. I have like no complaints with it. The physics too, like the web swinging physics, you actually gain momentum and you can go miles faster. No pun intended, not that miles. Tekken 8. This game, if you want to get into fighting games but don't know where to start, this is where you start. This game is super beginner friendly.
I'm at Half-Life just like that. What the f is this game?
Now, I know this case is empty, but this is supposed to be Persona 5 Royal. I have it in my PS5 right now, but I don't actually have a case for it. I got it used from GameStop, and it didn't come with a case, so I just have this one. And finally, moving on to probably my favorite part, the GameCube section. Starting off with a freaking banger, Mario Kart Double Dash. My friend helped me get this on eBay. So just for a little bit of background, I had to get my appendix removed. I was discharged from the hospital. My friend came to visit me and they got me this game. I paid him back because they were helping me look for this game originally. Even though I paid them back, it still felt like a very welcome gift. And this game is incredible. It comes with the bonus disc as well. Metroid Prime, I haven't tried this game yet, but this is the most recent GameCube game I have. It's first person, but like the camera controls are like converted, so I don't know how I'll feel about that, but we'll have to see. Pac-Man World 2 and Pac-Man Versus. Pac-Man Versus can't be played unless you have like one Game Boy Advance. So the person like GBA can be Pac-Man. All the players on the TV are ghosts. Ugh. So this game is crazy expensive. This game skyrocketed in price. This one as well, after Sonic 3 came out. People wanted to experience like Shadow's Origins and stuff. This game has never been re-released, I'm pretty sure. Only on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. I think the market value is like $120 right now, which is absolutely absurd because this game actually sucks and nobody should want this thing. This game though, this makes perfect sense being super expensive because it is literally what the third Sonic movie was directly inspired by. Sonic Gems collection, baby. I'm so glad I had this one. My friend helped me get this one too. And this one has a ton of really obscure Sonic games. It's Sonic R, Sonic the Fighters, and CD. This is the first time CD was ever re-released. Man, I think CD is a great game. Other than the US sound, I don't like the US soundtrack. The Japanese soundtrack is where it's at. That soundtrack is bomb. Sonic the Fighters, if you're curious, if you don't know what this is a 3D fighting game like Virtua Fighter or Tekken, but it's with Sonic characters. Sonic R is an infamously bad Sonic game. It's like a racing game, but I unironically love it. I think Sonic R is great. Sonic Mega Collection. At first, I wasn't planning on getting this game because I was going to collect the classic Sonic titles for Genesis anyway. This was in a deal with Pac-Man World 2, so I decided to pick it up anyway. And yeah, it was like $30 for this, Pac-Man World 2, and like some other game like Tak and the Great Juju Challenge, whatever the frick. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I traded that game in, and I just kept these two, and I think I got a pretty good deal off of them. Once again, this game has no artwork because it didn't come with its own case. Let me open this. But it's Star Fox Assault. This is the game I got with the GameCube bundle for $50, and I think it's definitely worth it. I haven't tried this yet, but I probably will sometime. And I'll also try to find a case replacement for it as well. For those of you who know, for mostly my friends, you would know I'm in a huge Monkey Ball craze right now. And there's a good reason for it too. This game is pretty sick. This franchise is super underrated. This game's probably the best, in my opinion. This game may look like it's for babies at first glance, but like the stages in these games are incredibly hard, especially this game. So if you're looking for like a rage game or like something challenging for GameCube, this is what you get. It's like $20 and it's super cheap. Oh yeah, here we have this little Shadow controller holder that I actually just got from my friend recently for Christmas. And it's really cool. Here's my custom Switch Pro controller that is designed like a Super Famicom controller. That's the color scheme. I replaced the shell and the buttons and everything. I did that all myself. Here's the Green Hill Lego set, included with Rouge, Knuckles, and Shadow from other Sonic Lego sets. And yeah, I don't really have a better spot to put this, so I put this at the bottom of my shelf. Moving on down here, because there's some weird trash in here. Here's a random nunchuck I got. I don't know how that got there. This is the shopping bag I got from Super Nintendo World. I went to the Hollywood one, not the Japan one, just for clarification. And yeah, this thing is cool. There's some parts where you can tell it's been stretched out, but I've taken very good care of it otherwise. Oh yeah, and that reminds me, I forgot to show you this. This is the Luigi wristband I got from Super Nintendo World that acts as an amiibo. So yeah, that's cool, and Luigi's my favorite Mario character, so that's why I got this one in particular. It fits on my clothing hanger pretty well, so I just put it right there. Now moving on to the TV area. Here's my PS5 with the two DualSense controllers I have. Moving down here is a Retrobit Retro Duo. This is a NES and Super Nintendo clone console. I haven't bothered to collect any games for it yet, because the cartridges like get stuck in here a lot. It requires like brute force to remove. So I might just end up selling this when I find a real Super Nintendo and NES to replace it. The controllers are cool though. Like look at this, the red and black color scheme. I like this a lot. Moving on down, here's my PS1, and I put it on top of my PS2 because there's no reason to keep this thing on anymore because this thing plays PS1 games now. And you can even see here's my PS1 memory card with Final Fantasy VII on it. And yeah, this is the fat PS2 model. Rotate the logo right like that. So the disc drive opens and closes. It comes out like this. Here is my GameCube. This is an unofficial controller. These are like aftermarket ones, but these are by, I think it's called XYAB. They're actually pretty decent. They don't feel very cheap. They don't feel cheap at all. And they're pretty good budget controllers if you're looking for like a cheap alternative. XYAB GameCube controllers are the way to go. Got another one back there. It's like a translucent black color. The console color is platinum. The little faceplate right here is actually super clean. Yeah, I got double dash in here. This thing has very minor damage. It's actually pretty clean when I first got it. And yeah, I'm really happy with this thing. I'm glad I got this. And last but certainly not least, here's my Sega Genesis Model 2. It's definitely seen better days. I just can't seem to get rid of the dust and like all these crevices. But yeah, it's a Genesis. It plays Genesis games. But I'd really prefer if I had a Model 1. If I do find a Model 1 someday, I'll probably sell this one and get that instead. Here is the cord management's a little bit of a mess, but this is a official fighter pad thing for the Genesis. This is like the remodeled Genesis controller with the 6-button layout. I think this is made by Retrobit as well, but it's actually official, so that's why I got it. I think it's cool. This is the controller that came with this, and frankly, it's pretty dirty and kind of flimsy, so I don't really use it anymore.